Niall Twomey, Faxbridge, County Cork, about 5 miles south of Carrigaline. We run a dairy and tillage farm here, spring calving herd, winter barley crop, winter wheat crop and spring barley crop. Yeah, that's about it really. I suppose predominantly we were a dairy, beef and tillage farm, but when the milk quotas went in 2015, we increased the dairy herd like most people did, and we reduced the beef stock slowly but surely, and yeah, it's just dairy and tillage now, so that's it.
Matthew Sexton, Faxbridge Vet Hospital, Clonakilty, West Cork. Mostly do cattle and large animal for the most part. I suppose I enjoy working with livestock and I enjoy working with farm machinery. It's what I grew up with. It's probably all I know really, you know. But look, the enjoyment does wane at times with the rules and regulations surrounding farming nowadays. It's not easy. Years ago you'd do your day's work, go in home, switch off, but now you have paperwork waiting for you, be it written or online or whatever. So look, it does take some of the enjoyment out of it, I have to say, like, you know. And of course there's a lot of negative press about farming as well, which is sad, because at the end of the day we're just providing food, and we are doing our best to do it as sustainably as possible. The variety. You can see very different things every single day, and every single day of the year is different, you know, so it's nice to have a change and not be in an office. Dry cow management is number one. That's, you know, make sure the calf is healthy and safe in the womb. Obviously good clean facilities. Colostrum is a massive. Within a few hours of birth, if you can, get 3 or 4 litres into them. And look, after that, I suppose if you have issues, vaccinate for them. And, you know, the general good clean bedding, plenty water, good milk management, or, you know, milk replacer management, whichever you go with. And obviously ad-lib meals early in life, and I suppose give it your best shot. And look, things can go wrong. I've seen it year in, year out, where you could do the best you can and things can go wrong, and that's, you know, it's a tough time in the month of February and March when calves go wrong. So yeah, it's so look, you just need to do the best you can to prevent stuff going wrong. It's not always easy because there's 101 things to do in the springtime. But look, I think calves and cows must come number one anyway at that time of the year, especially because that's your bread and butter for the year. So to me, to be hygiene, monitoring and routine, literally just keeping off everything clean, etc., all that. Routine, just keeping things consistent, vaccinations and trying to keep them right and get the routine right there realistically with everything. And the monitoring is just watching out for calves, seeing what's going wrong, responding to what's happening on the ground, do you know? I suppose I was sorry we did beef farming for so long, because you'd have all these different bunches of stock. It's nice to have a bunch of cows, a bunch of in-calf heifers and a bunch of heifer calves. It simplifies the system. But when my father, God be good to him, was here, that's the way it was done. But I like a simpler system, and look, it's just simpler. You've 3 bunches of stock, and yeah, I just find that simpler, to be honest. So the knee test is one I always go for. Do you know, just if you're willing to fall down onto your knees and you have a nice soft bed in front of you, it'll be a comfortable landing. That means the calf is comfortable. Do you know? So that'd be the one I'd be trying to get people to do a bit more of. And if they're not willing to fall down, it's a very quick reason for that. Oh, sure, seeing nice shiny calves being turned out there in April or May onto grass and pulling down half the wires on the farm before they settle down, but look, that's part of it. But no, it is nice to see calves that have done well in the spring, because there's an awful lot of work that goes into them, whether you do them right or do them wrong. There's a huge amount of work goes into it, and it's nice to see nice calves being turned out. And obviously, calves that you're selling, it's nice to have nice calves in the ring at the mart, or, you know, nice calves to show a farmer buyer that will come into the yard. So look, you just have to take a bit of pride in it if you can, and do the best you can, like, yeah. Not very good at this one, but I just literally always listen, observe and reflect. Do you know, that's kind of what you got to do. You got to see what the situation is and respond, and often I always find is not to say the first thing that comes into your head.
Might be right, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to say.
It's not easy. I suppose the one thing about social media nowadays is that chances are somebody else is going through the same problems, and you know, it's reassuring to know you're not on your own at times. And look, you'll need the support of family as well behind you to share the burden a small bit. But yeah, things can go horribly wrong at times with different things, like, you know. So, like the spring of 2024 was particularly challenging now, like, you know, extremely wet for a long period of time. It started raining in October 23, and it didn't stop until the middle of April 24. So look, that's unheard of around here. So that brought its own challenges as well, trying to get cows out grazing, and you know, maiden heifers would usually go out here and around St. Patrick's Day, but yeah, couldn't do that this year. So look, it has a knock-on effect all the time, like, do you know.
I spend a lot of my life working, so I don't watch a lot of stuff, so I suppose I'd have to go with the 9 o'clock news, and more importantly, the weather afterward.
Work, I suppose, not to take it too serious. I used to take everything very serious when I was younger, but it gets you nowhere after. You have to see. Look, you have to have a bit of crack too. I think the famous rally driver Craig Breen said that. Life is short, you know, and the poor man is gone now. So don't forget to enjoy it, is what he said. So you have to enjoy it as well and take the ups with the downs. And look, in farming, sometimes there's more downs than ups, but you have to take them. Around here at the moment, we have a TB pandemic. It's very hard on fellas, like, it's, you know, mentally and financially it's very difficult. And we just all have to get through it, and hopefully we get out the other side and sort out the problem, and it'll be great, yeah.
Generally, it's just look after yourself, slow down, eat a breakfast, keep yourself going, take rests when you need it, plan, pre-plan. That was it. It was pre-plan. Always pre-plan and have everything set up for yourself as best you can, and that'll help you do the best you can do.
I suppose they misunderstand that we are doing our best for the environment as we work. I think calendar farming has proved itself to be completely wrong now, year in, year out. We're here now on the 11th of November 2024, and it's beautiful weather. Land is dry. We can't spread slurry. We can't spread farmyard manure. The floodgates will open now on the 15th of January, and we can spread. And it could be pouring rain, or we could get downpours of rain the following day, and the whole thing washed away. And it's ridiculous, and it has been going on now for years, and it is absolutely ridiculous. And it's one thing I would love to see changed, because no farmer wants to spread manure for it to be washed away, because farmers want to get the value out of the manure they're spreading. And no one intentionally goes out to pollute waterways. And that's one big message I want to send to the public, you know. And we are striving for, you know, safe, clean food. And, you know, it's up to everybody to ensure that, but we do our level best.
My kind of thinking is it's a biological product we're producing. So it makes a lot of sense that, you know, you get good biological inputs such as the precision microbes, get them into the system, and you're going to improve the biological output you have there. So, you know, it's all in, out, healthy, good, you know, and that's what we're looking for at the end of the day.
Oh, sure, look, I have young children now. All the hobbies have been put on the back burner. Look, I'd go to the odd hurling match. I'd watch the odd hurling match. Look, not much, but I do enjoy a good hurling match. I have a little TikTok account there now for the farm, and look, it's just a bit of crack, a bit of fun. But it gets you networking with very interesting people and all that stuff. And look, it takes very little time. It's just a little hobby, I suppose. It won't do anything for you exercise-wise or anything, but it's just a bit of fun and a bit of education and a bit of crack for my young lads as well and stuff. And, you know, mainly light-hearted stuff if I can. And other than that, sure, look, I'd love to be out running or walking or doing what a lot of people do, but as you can see, I need it. But anyway, look, hopefully when the boys get a bit older now, we get a bit of time again to do stuff for myself, you know. So.
Good one that I had, I was a vet up in Monaghan, and a fella calls me for a calving. So I land out to his place, house. Yard is suboptimal, He comes out of the bungalow 11:30 at night, and he says he is good, he is bad, and he is worse news. So I was like, right, what are your troubles? Tell me away there. The good news is the cow is calved. Great. So do you need me here at all? Well, that's the bad news. She's after prolapsing. Right, well, that's fixable. So we'll get her. No, that's the worst news. She's taken off with the tree that she was tied to. And I was like, right, where is she? I haven't seen her in an hour. Right, hopefully we find her. We didn't in the end, but Monaghan for you.
Also, it's very important. Unhealthy cows and sick cows are not good for anyone. But yeah, it's extremely important, and you know, vets are up to speed on the latest remedies and you know the latest problems, and they're dealing with them every day. You know, farmers can be very secluded in the springtime, working on their own all day, and they mightn't talk or see anybody, and they don't. Sometimes I don't even know what's going on out in the outside world during the spring because it's just non-stop. And look, to be able to ring a vet and say, look, I have a coffee calf, I have a problem or something, and they'll come on and look, they'll have the burden for you straight away. And somebody with a bit of knowledge is great when you have a problem. So that's what I find is excellent about them. Yeah, good relationship with the vet. Yeah.
It is so important just to literally have that working relationship and to work there with farmers, get the communication, figure out what's the problem and delve into what we can do. And it might not be something you can solve straight away, although you'll be able to always do something for a fella. But you know, it's looking forward and bringing on things that are coming down the line or things we're being way out of the industry that we can share with farmers and work from there. Do you know? I mean, it is just a relationship between us and them. And then it goes further on to what's going on higher up in farming and veterinary, and combine them all together to filter down, and eventually, hopefully every vaccine and everything will be there.